I was never a big drinker. The occasional glass of wine when I went out to a restaurant with my husband on the weekend, maybe a glass of wine if someone offered me at a friend's house on the weekend, but I barely drank at home. Certainly did not have a problem. So when I started to kind of get this intuition that I needed to stop drinking, it made no absolute sense at all. And that's what I want to share with you in today's video. I'm going to share my experience about getting an idea from my intuition, a download that my logic brain just could not process. But I want to share with you some of the experiences and some of the revelations that I've made about this, because there might be something in your life that your intuition is guiding you towards that makes no logical sense. But our intuition is very gentle, it's very calm, and it waits for you. So I'm going to share my experience in case it might resonate with you as well. So, like I said, my name's Krista, and I guide women to tap into their intuition, to hear the little whispers, the subtle nudges, so they are able to listen, hear, and actually act on what their guidance is guiding them towards, so they can make some aligned decisions in their life and move forward. All right, so intuition was telling me to stop drinking. And as I mentioned, it made no sense. I did not have a problem drinking. I don't think anybody would have expected that, including myself. So I wrestled with it for quite some time. I thought, go bug somebody else. Don't be bugging me about this because I do not have a problem. And this makes no absolute sense. So I did nothing with it for quite some time. Again, I wasn't drinking much, so I just kind of carried on for quite some time. And again, that quiet voice did not stop. It kept gently suggesting it. It would tell me again. It was quiet. It put no pressure on me at all. It just would subtly give me the signs that I needed to look at this and to stop drinking. So eventually the day did come when I did stop. I listened to it, and it wasn't a big announcement. I didn't wake up that day thinking today is the day. I didn't tell anybody. It was just one day I made a decision that I'm not going to drink. When the waitress or waiter came around and asked what I wanted to drink, I just chose not to drink. So it really just started in that moment. And then it just continued the next day. The next offer, I just politely said, no, I'm not. I kind of made a different choice. So that's how it happened. And just, day after day, week after week, now it's been months, years, and I haven't missed it all. I haven't missed it at all. It was actually quite effortless because I think I was not a big drinker, but it was not a hard decision to make. And, I'm grateful that I did it. I'm glad I listened to my intuition at the time. So I want to share those some kind of, I think, three things that I learned in listening to my intuition, things that I'd like to share with you about this decision. So the first one was my intuition became stronger. And I didn't understand that at the time, but in hindsight now, it started to grow, that connection between my intuition and myself. And I understand why now. When we start to listen to these little intuitive hits, wisdom, guidance, whatever you want to call them, they become stronger. They know you're listening, and you will be able to have a stronger connection with your intuition because there's been some trust there. So that is one thing I noticed. My intuition became stronger. I don't have to understand it now logically. I just know when I hear something, I know it has my back. I know there's something I can't see in the moment, but down the road, it will make sense. So I have that relationship with that now too. So I didn't initially, but now I do. So that is one great thing. So my intuition has grown with that as well too. And it's not a coincidence. It's all working that way too. So I've kind of proven to myself that I can get the downloads. And there's another thing I've noticed, another positive thing I've noticed, and I want to be careful about how I say this, but I've noticed a little gently quiet sense of power that has come with that. And I'm going to clarify, it's not like I'm thinking I'm better because I'm not drinking. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't really, everyone, I kind of feel like you do you, make your own decisions. I have no judgment about that at all. But what I noticed for me was I stopped listening to, once I realized that I can make decisions that not everybody else does, that's okay. And with that came a little bit more, a little bit stronger sense of power that I don't have to do what everybody else does. I can do my own thing and be fine with that decision. And that's what I mean by that. So, a little change in how I felt internally came about with that decision, which I found interesting and never expected to notice that as well. And one of the third changes that I noticed was it's just how culturally normal it is for people to drink, and how persuasive it is in all of our society. It's, there's an occasion every day we go out, if we really wanted to drink, whether it's, chicken night Tuesday, if it's a bridal shower, a baby shower, a get together. It's just everyone, there's always an occasion to drink alcohol at pretty much every event. And it wasn't until I kind of removed myself from that, from not drinking, where I began to see that. Never really looked at it before, to be honest. It was something that I didn't even consider. So once I kind of stood back from that, I could see how normalized it is in society. And also I started to notice that a lot of people would question my decisions and just wonder why, like wondered if maybe I had a drinking problem and that's why I wasn't drinking, or just wondering why I wasn't drinking because it was a little bit different. So that was interesting to me as well too. I think initially it made some people a little bit uncomfortable with my decision, and I experienced that as well too. But I think I've moved through that, and I also know I'm not responsible for other people's what they're feeling, so I've kind of let that go. But I think initially I felt a little uncomfortable because I could tell they were uncomfortable with me not drinking, but I've moved past that. But it also allowed me to think, to ponder, what else am I doing right now in my life that is so normalized that I've never looked at before. I'm sure there's many things that I'm just doing on autopilot because I've never questioned it before. I've never really looked at it before. So that has been an awareness that has grown for me as well. Something that I didn't really consider as well. So my intention with this video is not about drinking or not drinking. That's not really what the crux of this video is about, which I hope you understand. It really is just being able to tap into what our intuition is guiding us towards, and knowing that our intuition doesn't always have a whole lot of logic, or doesn't need to make sense to us. It's far bigger perspective than our brain can even comprehend at this point. So if you are a woman who has been getting these nudges, these little whispers, these breadcrumbs asking you to look at, but when you think of it, it makes no sense, I just want to share my story because maybe there's something guiding you that you're not seeing yet. And if you decide to trust what is being guiding you towards, you might have a different perspective with time as well too. So I just want you to consider if there's something that's keeps tapping on you, like, look at this, look at this, look at this. Maybe it's time to look at, and instead of just kind of putting our head under the covers and telling yourself it's crazy, as I did for quite some time too. So I just wanted to share my experience, because there might be something that you're wrestling with that doesn't make sense to your human brain, but that your inner guidance, your inner whisper, your inner wisdom is nudging you towards. So I'd like you to at least consider that, or maybe look at it with fresh eyes as well too. Really, that's my intention with this video. All right, so you can share in the comments if there's something if you're wrestling with, or there's something your intuition is guiding you towards that makes no sense at all. Share in the comments, and I'd love to hear. Also, if you would like support, guidance with anything, or this video, or any other content I have, there's links in the description where I have some free resources or ways we can work together if that's something you desire. All right. So I'm wishing you all a lovely day, and I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.